What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Viking Boys. So you have been seeing tons and tons of videos of Luke cold calling, and what I'm going to be showing you today is once you have a lead, to take a look, comp the property, and see what you have to do to maximize value. All right, we're gonna hop on over to the computer screen and we're gonna dive in. All right, we are live. So one thing, when you're comping properties, no matter what market you are in, you absolutely have to have MLS access. If you don't have MLS access and you're just using Zillow or Redfin, you're just gonna run into issues and you're not gonna get every single comp that's out there and get the most accurate comps when you're comping. So this here, Arizona's monsoon. What we do first is, you'll see I entered in an address here in Chandler, Arizona. This is actually a property we flipped a while ago. And so we will first pull it up on tax records. And there's a few things I always look at, square footage. If they have a previous MLS listing, I'll go ahead and click on this, full screen, see what pictures they have available. As you see, this one was already flipped, like we said. But let's say if they had an old listing, you'll be able to see kind of a little bit about what the maybe current condition is. And then from here, what we do is we will see the subdivision name, this right here. And what we do is we copy that, and then we'll actually go to the MLS. Under here we go, active, under contract, pending, closed. And we do anything that is in the last, 180 days is usually good. That's about 6 months. And then you'll come down and we'll enter this into subdivision. And we'll see what comes up. So you'll scroll in. So then you can see this is that subdivision there. So what we'll do is we'll actually then use the square and draw, a good rectangle around the property. And we're gonna actually remove out the subdivision now. So it's gonna pull all single family homes in that area. So we're gonna get a real accurate feel of what the comps are and what the true potential is of this property. So as you can see, there's a ton of different comps that have come up. We're gonna go ahead and narrow that down by square footage. This one was right about 1,300 square feet. So what we do when it's something about 1,300 square feet is we'll do 300 below it and 300 above it. So it's gonna pull all those different properties. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start listing these. So 1,280 square feet, 1,500 square feet, 1,300. So there's still 32 comps. I mean, we could probably narrow this down even a little bit more, make it a little bit tighter, just so we're getting the most accurate numbers available. If there's not a lot of comps available, then you'll need to expand that a little bit. I mean, if there's one pending at 375, chances are we're going to be much higher than the 284. So this is everything we take into account. These are all 1,400, so a little bit bigger. Let's see this one. Very similar size. Decent property. Kitchen's nice, granite countertops, tile floors. Nothing too crazy, but definitely a solid property. This one has a pool as well. You always want to check out the date that it closed as well, and the amount of time it took to sell. So this property went under contract in 7 days, which here in Arizona, the market is insane. So that's not not unheard of. And this one was back in July, it looks like, or August, pardon me. So you'll also think about, okay, since August, you know, how much has the market come up or gone down? And that's going to help you adjust your numbers. So this is one way of comping that we use, and we'll try to find whatever the top of the market is. I would say on this property, it's going to be right around that 325 to 330 mark. But the other way that sometimes we will pull it up, if you want to just run quicker, you know, faster comps, and kind of don't want to go through all of that, you can just pull up monsoon and start kind of poking around the property of some of these closed comps. Like, let's see here, 380, 1,712 square feet. Like I said, ours is only 1,292, so that one's going to be definitely much higher than we can get. Okay, here we go. 1,292 model match, 300,000. This sold back in May. Let's take a look at this. Looks like a very, very comparable property. Nice backyard, very similar to ours, no pool. Let's check out the inside. Okay, it's decent. It's not like a full flip or, you know, anything like that, but you know, it's livable. It's not destroyed. So this is a good comp. So once again, you'll see this for 300. And kind of back to what I was saying before, from the other comps, the range that you're seeing is kind of like the 310 to 330. So that kind of puts us right in there. Let's go ahead and pull up a couple other ones. So this one's 315, 1,136 square feet. So we're a little bit bigger than that. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Okay, this is a nice flip. Updated cabinets, countertops. But it is a little bit smaller, about 150 to 200 square feet smaller. So I'm going to say that our number of that 320 to 325 is accurate. So then what we do is, here's another deal we were looking at. We will pull up Rehab Valuator. This is what we use to run our numbers when we're analyzing a property. So let's go ahead and say top of the market on that one is, let's say if we were to do a full flip, let's say then we can hit 325. Then we're going to go ahead and enter in our repairs. Once again, this property is 1,300 square feet. If you're doing absolutely everything in our market, that runs about $35,000 if you're doing windows, roof, AC, flooring, kitchen on this size house, which on this property, this house was a dump. It needed absolutely everything. So we're going to use $35,000. Closing costs anywhere from 1.5% to 2%. Typically what we'll put is, since we're paying, you know, closing costs for the buyer and the seller, we put in like $4 grand to $4,500. Closing costs. This is our realtor fees. When we go to sell it, and our holding costs. We use hard money loans and private lenders, so we never take anything down fully cash. So holding costs, we always use hard money lenders or private lenders, so we never take anything down fully cash. So we always account for holding costs. On something like this, let's say if we were going to buy it for, let's just use $225, and we're paying 12% on our money. We're going to try to hold it for 3 months, maybe 4. We're going to use about $8,000 in holding costs. You'll see here, this is a max percent ARV. You can either put in a percent here, or you can just go ahead and put what you would like to make on the flip down here. So you can see the numbers here. Let's say if we want to make $40,000 on this property, we can buy it for $226,125. That'd be a great deal. You know, what percent does that come out to? Let's see. 15. Oops, 85. So yeah, right about 13% on the sales price in profit, which is fantastic in this market. So on the other side here, we're going to go ahead and look and see if you didn't do a full flip, but you went ahead and did a wholesale. Looking back at the comps, there were a number of them that were in this 315 ballpark. This one has a pool. Let's see this one. That was a little bit nicer. All right, so this is a perfect example. This property, as you can see, is not super updated. I mean, it is clean, but livable, but not updated really whatsoever. Pretty dated. So in this case, we would run this as a wholesale. So what do we have to spend to get the property to look like this? In this case, most of the time, we're going to spend about $15,000 to get it like that. Say if you have to do some flooring, say if you have to do a little bit to the kitchen, paint interior, exterior, say you have to replace the carpet in the bedrooms, we're going to base it off of $15,000. What were we saying the top of the market is probably about, 310, 315. So let's go ahead and plug in 310 on this. Closing costs are still going to be the exact same. Holding costs or closing costs, realtor fees are going to be the exact same. Holding costs, basically the same exact thing as well. So you'll see here that it will make more money if we wholesale it and can achieve these numbers than if we were to put the full boat into it and only hit 325. With the market how it is, and there's such little inventory, there's a very good chance you're going to get more than this just because of the super low inventory. So guys, I hope this is kind of how you guys will run numbers. And then I'll just go into a third scenario of, let's say if you were going to wholesale this property. So when you go to wholesale it, you're always going to take the highest comp and you're going to pitch, whoever is on your buyer's list of what they can flip it for and what they'll do. So you'll go ahead and do $35,000 in repairs. We'll always round down on our closing costs. Realtor fees, we'll say it's the same. And holding costs will also round down just in case they get better deals than we do, or, say if they're going to take somebody down cash. A lot of people in our market, they're okay making anywhere from about 7 to 10% on the sales price. So we're going to go ahead and put 90% here. So then down here, as a wholesaler, depending on what you want to make on this property, you enter in your fee right here. So let's say you want to make $20,000 as the flipper as the wholesaler, and the investor is going to make right around $32,500, which they'd be happy with as well. That means your max offer that you can come up to is $216,625. Obviously, you'll make a lot more money if you're wholesaling it or flipping it. As you can see, we were talking about $40,000 in profit over here at a $225,000 purchase price. And on this one, you're talking $45,000 worth of profit compared to 20. In our opinion, on the table, that's another deal. You already spent the money on marketing. Just take it down, learn how to flip, and you will capitalize on your deals. So guys, that is what we do on each and every single lead we get. We're running detailed comps on every single property to make sure that we're giving the seller the best offer that's going to get us the deal. If you're not looking at your deals in all the different aspects as a wholesale, as a wholesale, and a flip, you're going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. If you're strictly just wholesaling right now, as you saw, breaking down those numbers, you're going to leave anywhere from 20 to 25 grand on the table, and that's just in one random deal. Imagine over all of your deals, say if you're even doing 10 in a year, that's $200,000 to $250,000 extra in revenue that you could be capitalizing on. Like I said in the beginning, you guys have to have MLS access. Let's say if you're not a realtor, that's okay. We're not realtors. What we do is we'll find somebody that is willing to share their credentials with us under an admin position, and we'll pay for that admin position. So if you're not licensed, don't worry. You don't have to go out and get licensed. You just have to find someone that is willing to share their credentials and add you as an admin, and it won't hurt their usage whatsoever. It won't kick them off when they're on there and you log on, anything like that. So you have nothing to worry about on that. No one's gonna get in trouble. They let you have admin access, so take advantage. Guys, if there's any other videos that you would like to see, drop it in the comments below. We're happy to do any type of video that you would like to help benefit you guys. Till then, thank you for following, and be sure to like and subscribe. Till next time.